technique of the week. On this technique of the week, we're covering in this series, we're covering some really simple pressure points that you can use, or nerve points you can use for grappling, for self-defense, and those type of things. So this one we're going to do is NH-14 on an acupuncture chart, or it's known as the mental nerve. Okay, there's a hole in your jawbone called the mental foramen, and sticking out of it is a nerve called the mental nerve. Now the mental nerve, Kevin's got this mapped out perfectly. It's right here on either side of where his beard is. And if the person has a mustache, you can follow the mustache down, maps it out perfectly. Angle and direction is down and in at a 45. Okay? So in other words, if I take my knuckle and I go like this and I push down and in, you see how he turns his head away and he doesn't like that. Okay? The function of this point and how we can use it is it controls the neck. Okay? So if I try to turn Kevin's head and he resists, and I'm not pushing on that, but if I touch that, see his head snap around like that? Okay? So movements like this that we're doing, it's a really, really nice technique. Okay? Mental nerve does a lot. Okay? So you can hit it with like a hammer fist, you can hit it with a shudo, you can hit it with a punch, but you'd have to lift your heel for polarity reasons, which we won't get into. But just a lot of techniques that you can do with this. I mean, something as simple as I go here, and I just go here, and I go boom, and it gives them a nice buzz. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. And that I use that as a move out of my kata hakutsu that goes like this, and that's cutting here and here as I do that move. Okay. And if it releases his neck, as I hit that and his head turns this way, now when I unfurl my hands, I snap his head back the opposite direction to give him a real chiropractic neck adjustment. Okay? Maybe he's grabbed me in the famous lapel grab or whatever, and again, I just take my knuckle and I take his head that way, and you see he wants to let go of me. Okay? If we're down on the ground, grappling, and I want to manipulate Kevin's head in a grappling situation, we're down here like this, and I turn his head by using that knuckle, using my fist, using the edge of my hand, whatever. Remember, it controls his neck, so if I push his head towards the floor, he can't turn his head back towards me, and then that allows me to start going into some of my grapples. So, and it's an effective technique if the positions are reversed. And he's here. Again, if he's trying to come in, say, for like a baseball choke here, and he's trying to pull in tight, right? And he's trying to squeeze, and I just come here. See, I can push his head away, and now I can do my techniques that I need to do. So, the point we're working on, mental nerve, or MHN14, and it controls the neck, and that is the technique of the week.